Good Thursday evening, everybody. Welcome to the Dirt Racing Network, a part of the Digital Sim Sports Network, and our live coverage of the SimRapMarket.com Mighty Midget Series. Kern County Speedway. The scene of the crime tonight. I hope there's no criminal activity going on, but we got 14 drivers already checked in for this thing. Some of the best in the business getting ready to do battle. See who leaves California as the California King. David Krikorian quickest into the practice session right now. Billy Barros, Brennan Rogers. Now Rogers opened up the season with 3 straight wins in the first 2 weeks. He's won 3 of the 4 races that have been run. The driver right there in that 20 machine. And there's the driver behind him that broke the string and didn't let him sweep both nights. Bo Brannon in that 49 machine right in behind Brennan Rogers here. Driver's out on track making some laps. Hello, Bill. And yes, Asian Jeff, you were the first in this evening. Appreciate you being here, man. Good to see some people over on the Twitch chiming in. Now Bill is over here on the YouTube. I don't know if we got anybody on Facebook. I'm sure we will. I'm sure Mr. Nichols will be along at some point and he will say hi. Has been a very light week here this week. That'll be changing next week as we'll have Sunday. A good chance of a Monday show, a Tuesday show, a Wednesday show, and a Thursday show all next week. So took a little time off, went to some races, did a few things. Now it's time to get back at it. And the midgets, what a better way to do it. Went and saw some pretty good races Tuesday night out at Meeker, Oklahoma, Red Dirt Raceway, and the High Limit Sprint Car Series came through, and that was a lot of fun. We had a great tailgate. Got to see a lot of people. I got to sit with my buddy, old Champagne Shane Carson, for a little while, have a chit-chat. We enjoyed some good barbecue, and we saw a lot of people. Our buddy Grady Chandler. Got to hang out with him with the Chandler Grand Prix, the Wednesday night show that we do every other week. Talked to a lot of folks. Was a good time. Wasn't too hot, wasn't too cold. Well, we'll try to get over there and get you a follow, Lacey. We don't know what you do, but we're always happy to follow someone that follows us, so we'll reciprocate in kind. How does that sound? Got a few people chatting it up in here. That's great, man. We love that. We absolutely love that. Tell us where you're watching from. If you got a favorite driver out here, shout them out. Don't forget, if you're on YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo, hit the subscribe button. If you're on Facebook, make sure you come by, like, share, and follow. All right, no qualifying for session number 1 as per the usual for these boys. That means we're going to get down here and get our first heat race going. And the starting grid for heat race number 1 this evening looks like this. There's that guy, the 71 car. I was in the chat a little while ago in the driver's chat, giving him a pretty hard time. So we'll see if Mr. Josh Gerlach can improve upon his initial showing in the warm-up session. He starts on the pole, and he's going to have defending champion Billy Barros, former defending champion of the series, on his outside. And there's that guy, Mr. 3 out of 4, 75%, Brennan Rogers, inside row number 2, and he'll have Kurt Vincent in the 19 on his outside. And your third row, Mike Gephardt, the 81 car, inside. Wayne Anelski, the 13 car, outside. We got a lot of Anelski and Gephardt fans that come and watch, so waiting for them to shout out. And then our final driver in our first heat, that is going to be the 28 of Bobby Yankee. Just about time for things to get loud, fast, and crazy around this teeny tiny little racetrack. And we're using the big one. We're not even using the small one in the infield. But the green flag is out. Heat 1 underway. Gerlach quickly to the front. Here comes Rogers around the bottom. That lead is not going to last long, folks. If Gerlach stays out wide like that, Rogers is going to eat him up. Lap 1 in the books, and it goes to Gerlach. Here comes Barros on the outside. He had a monster run down the front stretch, and he and Gerlach almost ended up tumbling over the turn 1 fence. If they'd have touched tires, that would have been pretty rough for both drivers. But Brandon Rogers grabbing the lead. Gerlach and Barros side by side for second and third. Gephardt has got a pack of hungry hounds behind him. He's in fourth, and Yankee's trying to work his way from the back of the field and get into that spot, maybe chase that podium down into the heat race right off. Gephardt got the car a little tight, lost the front end. Now he and Anelski, well, we get no cautions here. They'll both eject, and they'll head for the pits. They'll keep things clean and green for us. 4 laps to go. And still Rogers in front. Gerlach is secured second. Barros third. Yankee fourth. And Vincent, after avoiding all that mayhem last lap, he is distant fifth right now. Always the 40. Oh, Rod, I know that. Yes, he is. He is one of the best. And I was in Knoxville last year when they gave him that award. They did not tell him that they were giving him that award. They surprised him. Bob Baker asked him to go down during the pre-race ceremonies, and he said, man, I need you to go down and track with me. And Shane was like, oh, what for? And he's like, I just need you to come with me, man. I really want you to come with me. Got him down there and then absolutely blindsided him. Shane got a little emotional. He come back to the tower. And we were all up there, and I'd never seen Shane speechless before. Shane was speechless, and it's probably one of the greatest things I've seen in a while. So it's pretty awesome to have that guy around. But Heat 1 is in the books now, and it is Brendan Rogers kind of night. He wins Heat 1. Gerlach second, Barros third, Yankee, Vincent, Gephardt, and Anelski. So, yeah, we sat around for a little while. We had a little barbecue. We talked a little racing. We talked some old racing. It was a lot of fun. A lot of fun to sit and chat with him, especially out at a racetrack where he really likes to be. So, all right, Heat 2 getting ready to kick off here. It's going to be Bo Brandon on the pole. He'll have the 93 of Reed Brochard on his outside. You'll see the 66 of David Krikorian inside row number 2, next to Don Runkle in the 00. And our third row will fill in with the 37 of Austin Motley on the inside, and the 21, our very own Garrett Boyd here at the Dirt Racing Network and the Digital Sim Sports Network. He starts in the 6th position. And on the back, the actual current defending series champion in that 7 machine, the Kiwi Conqueror himself, Craig Silby. And Craig has had a very up and down type of season. He has run great, been at the front, not won the race, and then run at the front and absolutely annihilated some tractor tires and ended up with a couple of DNFs. So we're going to see if Silby can get his stuff turned around, get things going as the pace truck's getting off. When we come out of 4, Heat 2 will be underway. Yeah, we went down in the pits afterwards, and we talked to Blake Hahn, and we just had a great time out of the track. It was a lot of fun. I was really happy to have a Tuesday off and be able to go watch some fantastic racing. And it was very good racing. I can tell you right now, that Corey Day is a driver. That guy is a wheel man. Heat 2 underway, and Bo Brandon is absolutely going to launch and grab the lead. He's got Brochard on the high side chasing him. Krikorian trying to run down on the bottom, catfish it just a little in 3 and 4. He's using the slider line in 1 and 2. He is third. Garrett Boyd now up to the 4th spot, but he's got company. The super catfish himself down there on the bottom, and look at that wheel standing down the front stretch. Had to get out of it. He's going to give up the spot. Silby likes to hang that left front tire up on the berm, and on occasion it'll jump up and bite him, but usually he makes that work. And we'll see if he can regroup and start coming forward. We got a battle for second right now. Krikorian's going to the top side. He and Brochard side by side. Now Krikorian inches ahead. Krikorian out on that momentum line. He'll grab the spot away. Brochard tried the bottom. Didn't work out for him. He lost about 5 car lengths. As Silby now has caught back up to Boyd, and he is going to go right on by coming out of 2. We are coming around. 3 laps to go. Heat number 2. Final heat, session number 1. It is all Brandon now. With a mistake there in 1 and 2. It was just off camera. We barely missed it. But Krikorian is reeling him in. 2 to go signal that time. And Krikorian really able to make that bottom work. He's getting a great launch right there That's where the 66 car seems to be the best. The launch on the exit of turn 2. White flag in the air, Brandon, by a car and a half. We'll see if that launch pad down here gives Krikorian an advantage, and boy, did it ever. He made up 2.5 car lengths right there. Now can Brandon use the momentum on the outside of 3 and 4, secure the win? He does just that. Krikorian second, Brochart third, Silby gets fourth, Boyd fifth, Runkle and Motley rounding things out. So heat racing action session number 1's already in the books. These guys will have a little bit of a warm-up. I am going to get a message. 3 minutes is going to be our warm-up session. That's not a lot of time. Man, who can we talk to in 3 minutes here? Well, all right, let's go. Let's find David Krikorian. Let's see what David Krikorian. Let's grab David Krikorian. Let's see what he has to say about his heat race and what he expects in the feature since the lights are going to come on. David Krikorian, you got a copy?
Hey, what's up?
All right, man. Well, we're not trying to put the curse on you. Don't sound so disappointed. You made a good run there. You got second in your heat. What's your expectation going into this feature now that they turned the lights on?
I don't know. I kind of traditionally have pretty bad luck here as far as getting through the race. I know I podiumed here once last season, so I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of a mixed bag here, especially if racing starts getting a little bit tight.
Well, this track is really pretty tricky. Depending on where the slick line shows up, you're either going to have to run a modified slider line or you're going to have to try to hug the bottom. And does that play into the strengths or weaknesses of the driver in the 66 machine?
Oh, probably more of the weakness, considering if I have to start sliding people, I have the single screen. I kind of wish this track got rutted like it does in real life. It'd probably open it up a little bit more for passing.
Right. All right, man. Well, we're going to watch the 66 car carefully, see where you end up, at least in session number 1. So good luck to you out there. Thanks for chatting with us, my man.
All right, thank you.
David Krikorian, get his insights. The guy has just gotten better and better and better. Since we started covering this series, he has just improved and improved and improved. He's got some really good podium finishes. He's got him a win or two, and he has really just kind of gotten better. He's one of the guys you got to watch out for on a regular basis around here because he's just really consistent now. Oh, Craig Silby's out here. Brandon Rogers is back on track again. Second quick in the session at the moment. He just finds a way. We give him a hard time because it says TUHB, tops up here, boys, on the car. And he is a catfisher. He likes to run the bottom, so we just call him the oxymoron. I think that might be his nickname. The oxymoron. You're going to carry the tub, but you're going to catfish the bottom. I just, it's just hard to understand. Billy Barros, a former champion in the series. A lot of fun out here with these guys. I've gotten to know a lot of them pretty well, and it's a lot of fun to watch them race. And we have a good time in between the sessions and after the sessions are over. So, whole lot of fun. Do not forget, guys, Sunday night, MARS. I think we're back on the dirt. Scrub-a-dub, car wash and oil change. And I think it's the final week, final race of that season for those guys in the late model. So we'll be back 8 o'clock Eastern. Make sure you mark your calendars, tune in, and watch as we are going to get ready for the starting grid. And they will mix this up just a little bit for us because there will be an invert. But right now it looks like Brandon Rogers and Bo Brandon are scheduled to be on the front row. And what a front row that would be. Gerlach and Krikorian in row 2. Barros and Brochart row 3. Silby and Yankee row 4. Vincent and Boyd row 5. Gebhardt and Runkle in row number 6. And Anelski and Motley scheduled to be row 7. We'll watch them when they roll off, and we will see how many of these guys shift around. That'll tell us what the redraw number was because we did not get that redraw number. I thought here we go. It might have been a 0 or a 1. Those two numbers constitute no. There we go. Now Krikorian's heading to the front. Is Gerlach going to slide by, and is he going to go to the front row? No, he is not. So, Rogers and Krikorian staying right there. I'm thinking this is starting to look like a heads-up deal here. Okay, maybe now we're going to get a little shifty. Maybe now it's going to be Krikorian and Brandon, then Rogers and Gerlach, Barros and Brochart, and Yankee and Silby.
Green flag, green flag.
They'll hand the green flag out here. We'll be able to start getting everybody squared away. They'll do one more lap, and then they'll get them side by side, and we'll get the official start to the race from our pole sitter or our front row. As we start looking at the 2x2s. Your first 2 rows ready to go. Waiting for Billy Barros to dip in there behind Josh Gerlach in that 71 car, and then Reed Brochart to take his outside. Then Yankee and Silby should line up in that, and everybody behind that's going to stay the same. And here they come. Now we're going to get our official start here momentarily. It'll be Krikorian and Brannon getting things going. So maybe the 4 was our number. So that's what it looks like. Krikorian finds the throttle. We are officially underway. SimRatMarket.com. Mighty Midgets. Session number 1, round number 3 from Kern County Speedway. And Krikorian going to have clean air and a clean track to work with. He's running his own line. And he's going to lead the first. Green flag lap. 30. The full count. We've already wasted 2. So officially 30 green flag laps. Here comes Brendan Rogers from the 4th spot up to the 2nd. Brandon's still hanging on to 3rd. He's working the top side. Gerlach's on the bottom. Gerlach almost slid in front of Brandon right there. Gerlach trying to work the bottom, got up on the berm. If he keeps doing that, he's going to let Billy Barros get over here and get around him. Barros used the middle. Got a good launch out of 2, pulls alongside. He may have the spot here if the momentum holds up coming out of 3 and 4. He does. Brandon got out of shape coming out of 4. I think he almost clipped the wall, and he really jumped on the binders. That car got dead sideways. Barros had to check up. Look who's in the picture. Craig Silby in that 7 car. So we're going to have a battle for the lead. Brendan Rogers off the top side going to try to take the spot. I think he had it by a nose that time but Krikorian has the launch pad out of 2. Oh, my goodness. What a run from the top side down for Brendan Rogers. And Rogers right back to the hot streak he goes. He's got the lead. These guys might all be racing for second now. We'll see if he can stretch away or if somebody can step up and run him down. About 6 laps into it, no cautions. Bo Brandon trying to hang on to 3rd. Billy Barros really able to make 3 and 4 work. 1 and 2 not so much up there on the high side. Gerlach is 5th, Silby is 6th. Brochart, Boyd, and Yankee in a cluster. Those 4 cars, diamond formation, but I tell you, they'd much rather be singled out and everybody kind of know where they're at instead of racing side by side. Boyd using the bottom, doing a pretty good job of keeping the 21 car down there. Just not the fastest line in 3 and 4. I think it is in 1 and 2. Not so much in 3 and 4. He gets the spot back. Let's go back to the front because Barros and Brandon now reeled in Krikorian. Barros, I thought, was going to go for the big slider. He just got the car a little sideways trying to keep it out of the 66. Oh. And Brandon used the bottom. Boy, did he get up on the berm. But he got the run. He's pulled alongside. I just don't think there's enough momentum out of 4. They tap. Brandon was trying to shut the line off. Barros had too much of a run. Tapped him. Now Barros going to lose 1, almost 2 spots. I think if Silby doesn't get up on the berm, he loses 2 spots right there. So Rogers, Krikorian, Brandon, 1, 2, 3. We're watching 4th place. It's going to shape up to be about a 3-car battle here. So we're creeping in on halfway. No cautions yet. Dewey Speedway. Oh, yeah, we got to one night watch Shane Carson there, Fairground Speedway. I'm pretty sure they had the wings off the cars. And the lights from turn 2 to turn 3 and all down the backstretch went out at the track. And it may have been most of them all the way around the track. But they had just enough light to move it to the inner racetrack, the little bitty quarter mile in there. And all the drivers decided that they were going to go ahead and just run this thing out, run it on the short track. And Carson was 7th or 9th when they restarted that race. And, man, he flew to the front and just ran away and hit in that thing. And the discipline to go from, you know, that big half mile down to that little quarter mile and be able to do all of that. I've been a fan for a long time, and it has been an absolute pleasure in my life to meet and be able to hang out with that guy pretty much every time I see him. When we're at the track and we're racing and working on the race car and he comes down, the stories are amazing. His insights, his just love for the sport, you can just feel it. He's an awesome guy to hang out with. We're going to try to get him back on the network here pretty quick. So Rogers, 2 seconds out in front right now. We're coming around. It's going to be 10 laps to go. This thing is going by so quickly. Krikorian's still second. Brandon's still third. Barros trying to hound him, see if he can take that podium spot away. These two battled it out 2 seasons ago, and it came down to the last night, the last race to determine the champion. And that was a very memorable season. And so when these two get close to each other in race, we know it's going to be clean, we know it's going to be hard-nosed, and we know that it's going to be fun to watch. Sylvie up to 5th, Gerlach to 6th, Boyd is 7th, then Brochart, Youngke, and Vincent round out the top 10. But Brendan Rogers, oh my goodness, he is just doing it, man. And I think he might have made a mistake because Krikorian chopped 6/10 out of that. Krikorian has found something that nobody else is seeing out here right now. He chopped 6/10 out of that thing. Got there pretty quick, and now it's kind of stabilized. In fact, Rogers is starting to eke away just a little bit. So I'm going to say that Brendan kind of made a mistake at some point while we were not watching him, and there's a big mistake from Krikorian. Loses about 3 more tenths. We'll go back and watch where the battle's getting ready to heat up. We're going to have 4 cars fighting for one podium spot here pretty quick. Wave lap coming up this time by 5 to go. Leader streaks past the start-finish line. And now Barros under fire for 4th as Silby has gotten here working the bottom. And he's got Gerlach almost dead in his tire tracks behind him. Gerlach got out of his tire tracks that time. And Silby makes a mistake and opens the gap again. Brendan Rogers 2 seconds out in front of David Krikorian. Bo Brandon in the 3rd spot. We're watching. See if anybody can mount a charge and go after Brandon. I just think everybody's gotten pretty equal right here. Barros, the only car that's really got a shot. Brendan Rogers. 2 to go, the signal from the flag stand. He got the streak broken last week after 3 in a row, and it looks to me like he is probably going to start a new streak right here at Kern County tonight. As he goes past the white flag, as long as he can keep it square forward and off that berm. Rogers picking up the win in race 1. Krikorian trying to limp it home. I don't know what happened to his car. It looks like he's going to lose second on the last lap to Bo Brandon. And he is going to come home in 3rd, and he is going to be right behind him. Billy Barros and Josh Gerlach. That was a little closer than I think he wanted. He was 2nd. Saw him hit the berm up in turn number 2, and must have upset the car enough. He just had to get it back underneath him. Oh, let's see what our camera angles look like. We are looking for something really good. This would probably be the best angle we could get right here. So we'll start grabbing drivers. Oh, let's see. We know that guy's in there. We know that guy is in there. And we saw that guy in there too, so let's get him going here. David Krikorian.
Hey,
Wow, welcome back. That was pretty quick for you to make a return visit to chatting with us here, buddy.
yeah, too bad it wasn't from second. Car spun, and we literally just took the white right when it happened. It was either go to the apron or hit him, and I went to the apron, and iRacing things, so got a slowdown, and I was trying to clear that slowdown the entire 3 and 4 coming to checkers.
Explains why you were off the pace right there. We saw the car jump to the curb right there, but I did not see the reason for it. So we were kind of focused on the leader there on the white flag lap. So, but still, a podium finish. You said this is not your favorite place. It doesn't really suit your driving style. A podium's a podium, my friend.
Yeah, another podium, not a red car. Good points. Keep going.
All right. Well, session 2, maybe things will be a little bit kinder to you. But before we let you head over there, give us some shout-outs, some thank yous.
Shout out to all the boys on the B team. We'll see how race 2 goes out.
All right, man. Well, thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a good start to the evening. Let's see if we can parlay that into something bigger.
All right, thank you.
That's David Krikorian. He finished in 3rd in this one, and he sounds a little bummed that he got passed on the very last lap by the driver in the 49 car. Bo Brandon, a good run all night, and then you kind of sneak by there and steal 2nd place.
Yeah, that's a really unfortunate situation for DK to go through. That car right in the middle of the straightaway really messed him up, and I was able to capitalize. I actually kind of thought about maybe giving it back to him, but I'm a racer, man. I can't do that. So I didn't earn that last spot, but I'll always take it. So it is what it is. I hate that for DK though, and I think it messed up some cars behind me as well. So it's a little bit of a weird finish to a full green flag run there. I didn't really like that track. It was pretty one lane. I spent the whole race just trying to search, and I couldn't really find anything else that was there. It felt pretty rubbered up. So I'll take a 2nd place for sure. I didn't feel like I was even a top 5 car on that race. So yeah, 2nd place, I'll take it.
Well, you take points wherever you can get them, and in such a long season where every point's going to count, like you say, you thought about giving it back, but a true racer wants every position and all the points, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you head over to session number 2 and see what you can do in there.
Yeah, Variix.com for all your e-commerce needs. Mighty good marketing. Like to thank you, Roger, for broadcasting every week. And Josh and Robert, even though Robert's not here, for putting on such a great league. And yeah, thanks to my wife as well, because it was our anniversary last week, and she's still letting me do this. So.
Well, you got a good one. You make sure you keep her, man. Now, hey, man, are you going to let that guy get on another streak, or are you going to hurry up and try to break it again for him?
I mean, I was trying to create my own streak there, but it didn't work out. So, I've never been that good at this track. I think I bagged a win the last time we were here, but it was again off some crazy circumstances. I just got lucky. Was at the right place at the right time. That seems to be the best way I can get a good podium run here. It's definitely one of my least favorite tracks, just because I don't find a lot of success here. But yeah, I mean, I'm gonna go for it, but no promises.
All right, man. Well, we got you got plenty of fans in the chat chatting it up for you. So go out there, put on a hell of a show. We'll talk to you after session 2, hopefully.
Appreciate you, Roger. Thanks.
Bo Brennan finishing in 2nd, and now we're going to find out if this guy's going to go on another one of those streaks. We're going to give him a whole lot of grief about what's on his car and the way he drives. But, man, whatever it is he's doing it right, because that is 4 out of 5, and this could be another sweep night. Brennan Rogers, you're wasting no time trying to get back on the hot seat, aren't you?
Yeah, I mean, that's what we're here to do, and it's funny, I've never raced at this track in anything, so it's big learning curve here. I think some of these other guys have quite a few more races on the track than I do, so I'm just trying to didn't feel too terribly comfortable up front. I feel like the line here changes quite a bit as it gets towards the slicker end, but just kind of tried to hit what I knew would sort of work. And once I saw there was a 2-second gap, I just tried to manage it and tried some different lines. Didn't like it. Kind of saw that I was losing time, so went back to old reliable on the bottom, which I know you love so much. But no, and I was just
we're
talking
just
to David,
gonna nickname you the oxymoron. That's what we're gonna nickname you.
Yeah. Keyword moron. Yeah, I got into David there. I talked to him about it. I was probably a bit too close to him. I think he caught a little bit of the slick, and I caught a little bit of the grip, and kind of tagged him there. Tried not to take too much advantage of it. I don't like doing it that way. But you know, hey, we'll try to get another one, and we'll see how this track shapes up.
All right, man. Well, an awesome way to start the evening. I'm not going to even ask you if you're going to go out here and try to sweep because I already know the answer to that. Track conditions probably going to be a little different, but I don't know how much of a difference that is going to make. So give me your shout-outs, give me your thank yous, and we'll let you head for session number 2.
Yeah, the indie esports guys, Wade, Noah, all the boys as usual, the Tub guys, you, of course, the usual, for putting on the broadcast, and Josh putting on the series.
You know, a couple more of these, I'm going to be able to just give your post-race speech for you. You know that, right?
Oh, that'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know if I have any money to pay you, but
I was going to say I ain't going to do it for free, but I could definitely probably do it. All right, man. We'll head for session number 2. Good luck over there. Congrats on winning session number 1.
Well, I appreciate you, bud.
Brandon Rogers, once again. That is 4 out of 5. Well, you know what they say though.
Scoring has ended.
You're going to be the best, you got to beat the best, and everybody's going to have to step up just a little bit to get past that guy. So let's look real quick at our feature results. It is Brandon Rogers winning this thing. Bo Brand in second, David Corey in third, Billy Barros was fourth, Josh Gerlach fifth, Garrett Boyd in sixth, Reed Brochart seventh, Bobby Yankee eighth, Kurt Vincent ninth, Wayne Anowski was 10th, Craig Silby 11th, Don Runkle in 12th, Austin Motley 13th, and Mike Geppert rounding things out. So session 1's in the book. Session 2 coming right up here. What we're going to do, we're just going to put up the blank screen, the splash screen for the network. We're going to play you a little music. We are going to swap servers. Shouldn't take but just a couple of minutes. That session going to be quite a bit different. That session will have pre-race practice, qualifying. Top 6 will lock in. Everybody else will go through a LCQ to determine their final starting spots in the third lap feature, and then we move straight to the feature. So, short one. A lot of fun. Hope everybody hangs around. We will be back here probably within about 3 minutes, but we hope that you enjoy some music from Mr. Reed Foley.
You don't love me like you used to, if you still love me at all. I ain't a fool and I can read that writing on the wall. Well, it's clear to see you want so bad to leave me here alone. No time to cry, so I guess that I'll just have to move along. You don't wanna break my heart, yet you still wanna go. And how I dread to hear the sound of closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run, baby, here's your chance to leave. I've done everything a man can do to keep you satisfied. The only thing I've got to show is gonna be a good goodbye. But I'm so sick and tired of your good for nothing games. So when you're all alone, at least you won't have me to blame. You don't wanna break my heart and you still wanna go. How I dread to hear the sound of closing of the door. And I know your love is dying and you wanna be set free. So get it done, it's time to run. So here's your chance to leave. Don't ever bother coming back my way. I'm tired of all those silly games you play. And you won't find me hanging around
All right, well, we made the switch to the other server. These guys are going to get a little bit of time to work this track down. Little different settings for the server, track conditions, all of those things. All right, I know who else we talked to while we were up there. It just came to me a second ago. It was just very brief. We should listen to a little bit of a conversation. Said, hey, man, get well, all that. We get to see Wayne Johnson while we were out there the other night. We are, from words from his own mouth, fairly certain that he's considering not getting back in the car again, but we will see. I know racer's mentality, so like to see the guy race. Been watching him for years and years and years, and wish him the best. And hope that he does recover fully and is able to make a choice to get back in the car or not, and hopefully the not isn't because of any kind of lasting effects from his crash over the weekend. So. Like I said before we headed out of the last server and into this one, this is a little bit of practice. Qualifying session where the top 6 are automatically locked into the front 3 rows. Everybody else will race from row 4 on back in the LCQ 12-lap sprint. And wherever they finish there, the winner of that one will start inside row number 4, and everybody else will fill in the spots behind. We have not seen anybody come out of that LCQ start deeper than about row 4 in the field and win the race. And I'm going back to when they started this a couple seasons ago, and I cannot remember anybody that has made that quote-unquote alphabet soup type run. So, hope everybody's enjoying the show. These guys are a lot of fun to watch. Just a couple more minutes for the guys out on the track. And then they will clear them off. Qualifying will begin. We're going to the races this weekend. Tell us where you're going. We have not decided. I am throwing the idea back and forth of taking the trek out to Pryor, Oklahoma, and going and watching another night, because they're in this Oklahoma swing right now. I think tonight or tomorrow night they are at Outlaw or maybe Arrowhead. I think they're in Ada for High Limit, and then Saturday night they're going to be at what I consider one of the best facilities in Oklahoma, almost anywhere we go, at Pryor, Oklahoma, Salina High Banks. That track is a super fast, high banked, beautiful, and the amenities for the fans are top notch. So that is definitely a place I recommend you go if you can go watch a race there. I love to go watch the late models race there. They used to do where they brought both series together, the Mars guys and the Lucas guys, and man, that was just so much fun. So those guys just went for it. They didn't hold anything back. We watched World Outlaws there a few years ago. Watched Shane Stewart just kill the turn 4 fence one night. When is that? When is that, Austin? When are you going up there? By the way, that is the thing. So let everybody know where you're going to go. If you're going to go watch races over the next few days, where are you going to be? You never know. Meets and greets are fun. All right. Got drivers on track. Reed Brochard is out here right now. Tomorrow night. That is awesome. Was a big fan of Mr. Peters. When I was a kid, he used to come down where I used to live and race at the 5-State Fair, 3-night event. And when we'd go up to 81, when we started racing, we'd get to see that every once in a while. Right now, Reed Brochard, top of the chart. 14.58 seconds. Other drivers on track. And right now, the Kiwi Conqueror is out here. I want to go find Brennan Rogers. No, he's second quick, and he's already done. So, Brennan Rogers not the quickest. Here comes Craig Silby. Silby moves to fifth quick with a 14.75. Josh Gerlach. Oh, girly man in the 71 out here. Trying to get him a Q lap in. Gerlach, 12th quick. He's going to have to Fred Flintstone a lot quicker than that if he's going to move up. He's going to be running through that B main. Adam. Is that where we go to close the season? Yeah, you know what? That is where we go to close that season out. So, all right, David Krikorian. David Krikorian jumps up there to the fourth quickest spot on his first lap. Well, let's see if he picks up here in lap number 2. Across the stripe. Timing comes in 14.72. Same lap time. So, no improvement. I think Knoxville actually opens their season this Saturday for real. Did find out something totally awesome and very cool. I know last August we got to spend the entire week in Knoxville Nationals. Amazing week of racing up there. And we were in the Hall of Fame and were able to go up on top of the Clausen Tower and watch races. And once you've done that, the bar, that's as high as the bar can go. But I did find out from Mr. Shane Carson in our conversation Tuesday night that they are going to build another tower on the turn 2 side closer to the street. So I'm going to wait until 2026 to try to go back. And hopefully we can be in the tower, on top of the tower, whatever the case may be, and get to watch it from kind of behind turn 2 more than off of turn 2. But I'm going to tell you that, I mean, that view from up there was absolutely, undeniably fantastic. Best seat for dirt race ever, and for that 4 nights, it was unbelievable. We saw Daryl Gwynn was up there. We saw Kinzer. We saw Sam. We saw all kinds of drivers and talked to all kinds of people up there, and had a blast. But let's get ourselves going here with the starting lineup for tonight's LCQ. Session number 2. It's going to be Garrett Boyd and Bo Brannon on our front row. Bobby Youngke and Mike Everett in row 2. Kurt Vincent and Josh Gerlach in row 3. And Austin Motley starting out back. I do not... Oh, there he is. He's rolling around. I did not see the 37 car. But I see him now. So these guys are just starting... are racing to start in row 4 and wherever they finish. First 2 will be in row 4, and then so on and so on and so on. I'm from Southwest Kansas, Rod. I started in Nebraska, in southeastern Nebraska, kind of, and then we went to Southwest Kansas. My dad's job took us to Southwest Kansas, and I'm from Liberal, Kansas, as a matter of fact. Green flag in the air. LCQ underway. Garrett Boyd, Digital Sim Sports Network. Man, it's my stuff, and I can't even call it right. Number 21 out front, but he's got a whole lot of company already. He's got that 49 car. We saw him. He finished second there on a last lap pass in session number 1. He is going to try to go from second to first here early in this one. Bo Brannon, a little bit of a slider line. Didn't know if he was clear or not. Backed it up. Boyd's going to hang on for the time being. Youngke is up to third. He's got Gephardt behind. Vincent, Gerlach, and Motley now rounding things out. But Boyd and Brannon going at it here quickly. Yeah, we used to run around. We raced at the Liberal Fairgrounds. We raced down Beaver, Oklahoma. Raced over in Hugoton, Kansas. Went out to 81 Speedway. Went to Hutchinson once or twice. Enid, Oklahoma. We did a little traveling around and do some racing. The old street stocker days. '49 car now out to the point. 5 laps remaining. LCQ. This a battle. Right now, if it ended, it would be Brandon and Boyd in row number 4, Yonke and Geppert in 5, Gerlach and Motley 6, and Vincent to be out back to start things off. Oh, I saw some cars. I thought I saw somebody get a little. Yeah, I did. I saw the 37 car. I thought he got a little crooked. The 81 car is the one I saw first, and I think he's got a broken left rear suspension. But that car sure did squat down awful hard when it weighted back to the left side of the car. So he's going to have to keep her going in that circle around, keep the weight up off that left rear. But we're coming out of turn 4. 2 laps to go. LCQ for session number 2, and Brandon's got this one easily in hand right now. He isn't even chancing it getting down to the bottom looking at that berm. He is trying to figure out where he is going to run in this second feature to try to keep Brendan Rogers from sweeping the night. White flag down the backstretch into 3 and 4. Final time LCQ. It's going to be Bo Brannon. He'll start in position number 7 tonight in the feature. Boyd, Yonke, Gerlach, Vincent, Motley. Ooh, and Motley's going to have to get a whole front end put in that car before he comes back out. And then Mike Geppert rounding things out. So the field is set. Yeah, Adam, we have Bob on 2-3 times a year, especially when we do our sprint car racing stuff. And man, he is so generous. We have him come on. We have him promoting all their giveaways, like the drawing for the 410 sprint car, and they do that deal with Jeff Gordon for the Corvette giveaway, and just basically to promote the Sprint Car Hall of Fame and Museum. And so last year, about this time, we got together with him for the Jason Johnson Memorial that comes up in June, and we started working some things out and just kind of talked to him about the possibility of coming up. And he didn't hesitate. 3 days later, I had an envelope that had 4 passes for every night of the racing in the Hall of Fame up on the second level, all the amenities, and then all the access to get up on top of the tower. It was amazing. Larry Moody went with me and my wife, and we spent the whole week up there, and it was just an absolutely enjoyable, even though it was hot and muggy, it was an absolutely unbelievably enjoyable situation. And I would definitely do it again in a couple of years, but I want to wait till 2026 now and see if that other tower is open and see if the view's a little different. Hopefully we can get Mr. Baker to hook us up again. All right, we have gotten a message here from Race Control. They are going to shut it down, and they are going to advance the session. And we are going to get ready to go racing for another 30-lap feature. Oh, absolutely, Mr. Brandon. Why don't you find me on the Facebook, shoot me a message, and we can start a chat, man. Here's the Anelski fans coming in. You guys are tardy to the party, I got to tell you. All right, time to go racing. This is how we are going to line up session number 2, 30-lap A main. It is going to be the Kiwi Conqueror Craig Silby in the 7 car on pole, and he is going to have Wayne Anelski to his outside. David Krikorian, 66 car, finished 3rd. Session number 1. Last lap pass relegated him down to 3rd. He had some problems with a lap car, I think, and ended up losing that spot. He'll start P3, and Billy Barrows, 38 car, on his outside. Brendan Rogers, 20 car, feature winner, last feature. Going to try to keep the streak going and sweep the night for the 2nd time this season. We didn't have one in over 14 weeks. He swept opening night. He's going to try to do it again tonight. He starts in position number 5, and Reed Brochart will be on his outside in the 93 car. Bo Brannon won the LCQ. He starts the 49 machine inside row number 4 next to Garrett Boyd in the 21 car. Your 5th row will be Bobby Yonke inside, Josh Gerlach outside. That's the 28 and 71 respectively. And then your 6th row, Kurt Vincent in the 19 car and Austin Motley in the 37. And out in the back, going to be the 81 of Mike Geppert. 30 more laps. Wagner, Wagner, you'll see a picture of the Oklahoma City Thunder's practice basketball courts as my icon. If you send me a message, it's the right one, I'll answer back. Green flag in the air, feature underway. We went flag to flag in the last one. See if we can do that again. And right now, Craig Silby is going to jump out to the early lead. Wayne Anelski in second. Krikorian is third. Brendan Rogers is fourth. And he had a little meet and greet there with the 49 of Bo Brandon coming out for him. We got our first caution of the night as Kurt Vincent has had an issue. Let's see what happened to Kurt. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Looks like he's pretty good. Going to get down here to 1 and 2. Oh, my goodness. He got in there, got her one around. Yep. 360. Wheels up. That's going to be a caution, folks. Wherever you race, that's going to be a caution. So, our first caution in 2 features will slow things up for just a moment. It's Silby, Anelski, Krikorian, Rogers, Brandon, the top 5. As we only got a lap or 2 in right there, so... Like I said at the beginning of the first show, Silby's kind of been up and down all season, and we got to see if he can turn things around. Being out front, being on clean track, clean air, maybe that will help the defending champ get himself righted and get back on track. Ready to go green, and Silby finds the loud pedal. Green flag back in the air. I want to say that Wayne Anelski got out there, got in the fluff, and lost a lot of momentum. Krikorian got by for a split second. Brandon Rogers trying to move him up the hill. Brandon came in there hot in 3 and now goes to the bottom. He is going to follow Rogers right around as Rogers and Brandon both get around Krikorian. So Silby, Anelski, and now Rogers. 1, 2, 3, Brandon 4th. Krikorian is 5th. Barrow 6th. Brochart, Boyd. And then it's Yonke, Gerlach, Motley, Gephardt, and Vincent still in this thing. No damage to the car. He was able to continue. But Brandon Rogers with the slider going to go for second on Anelski. Anelski with the crossover. That was really close, but I think Anelski had the spot when they got to the line. And he is going to take second back, at least for the moment. But once again, slider coming from car number 20. He keeps Anelski locked in. He slammed the door on him. And now he's going to have second to himself. That's going to open things up for Anelski to get under fire from Brandon. Bo Brandon trying to take third away. 2 podiums in a row. Didn't have it that time. Meanwhile, Craig Silby enjoys 1.3 seconds over Brendan Rogers right now. Anelski trying to fight back on Brandon. I thought he was going to cut down and try to get that run down the hill out of 4, and it just didn't happen. So we'll see if he can hang on at least to 4th, maybe mount a late charge. Get back after Bo Brandon. Go back behind him. Barros is starting to get a little company. Brochart is reeled him in. Boyd and Gerlach are now side by side. Yonke behind that. Gerlach almost had the car squared away and rocketed up off of 2, and he just got away from him. And now Boyd's going to take the spot back. This track looks completely different than round 1. It doesn't look like we got the launch pad here out of 2 that we had in session 1. It's all around the top right now. Silby's figured it out. He goes in on that slider line. Brings it right out to the edge. There's his launch pad. And now in 3 and 4, he'll stay all the way at the top. And he is making that work. That time, Rogers chopped a little bit off out of 2. Car headed to the infield. Austin Motley looks like he's going to call it an early evening. Battle at the front, getting ready to heat up. Creeping in on halfway. 13 down, 17 to go. Couple of laps, and we'll be right at the cross flags. Watching Brendan Rogers receiving a reel in Craig Silby. He has chopped a second off of this lead over the last handful of laps. Silby's going to have to crank it up. Halfway this time by. Still Silby Rogers. And now what? I don't know what's going on there. It's Bo Brandon's in third. My timing is messed up because I think we got a car going around on the inside. Yeah, Motley's in running on the inside. So, I don't know what's going on there. That's going to mess up our scoring and timing, guys. Sorry about that. It's going to be Silby Rogers, 1 and 2. Brandon third. Krikorian fourth. Now things are going to get righted. He's going to probably get DQ'd is probably what happened. Silby is able to hang on. He is running that slider line right there. And Rogers is running down on the bottom. That launch pad out of 2 at the top is really helping Silby. And now he's figured out the line that Rogers is running in 3 and 4, so he's able to cover that advance. It's just not the same line in 1 and 2. This time Rogers shows him the nose down in 1 and 2. And Silby, usually good at running the bottom, has not found that spot down here in turns 1 and 2, and he goes to the slider line again. That time Rogers gets the left front up. So this lap he will not pose a challenge. Gonna break inside of 10 laps to go right here. Brandon still a distant third. Krikorian still tucked in behind him. It's a big gap back to Barros in fifth. That's almost 3 seconds between Krikorian in fourth and Barros in that fifth spot. Now the pass for the lead executed on the outside by driver 20. And man, he's going to sweep it again. It looks like he's got to keep her square. But he got around Silby, and that is no easy task. So Rogers, then Silby, and then Brandon. 1, 2, 3. 6.5 laps to go. They're warming up the brooms down in the 20 pit. Hello, Cody. I did not see you in there, my man. Well, glad to have you. Tell Tim I'm going to call him here in just a little bit, as soon as I get done with this. Wave lap coming up this time by 5 to go. Once again, Brendan Rogers, he's got the lead, and he is going to run away and hide. He has built a 1.7 second lead. Make it almost 2, make it over 2. Over Silby right now. Brandon still third, and he's got a pretty healthy gap to Krikorian in fourth, and Krikorian easily cruising in that 4th spot ahead of Barros in 5th. But Brendan Rogers, class of the field at Kern County, said this is the first time in any dirt car he has been at this track. He picks the Midget, comes out for the league night, and they may never want to come race here again if he's in the show. I don't know. He is just driving away from these guys. He's at the back of the field with 2 to go. He's caught up to Kurt Vincent. Vincent running 12th. Don't know if he's going to get the chance to lap him, but it's going to be close. That modified slider line that he's kind of working right there. He's in really flat and then just takes it to the center, rotates it, and comes off. It's a really nice looking line. Keeps it on the bottom, laps Vincent on the white flag. Going to go through 3 and 4. Uses that same slider line. This time goes all the way to the top. Checkered flags waving. Brendan Rogers sweeps tonight. Craig Silby going to come home in second. And Bo Brandon with another. Oh, no, not Brandon. Krikorian. Krikorian in the 66 comes home with another podium. I don't know what happened to Brandon. Brandon's car off track. He must have had a problem and jumped that car straight out of the track. So Barros was 4th and Gerlach was 5th again. That's we were watching at the front and we missed what happened to Bo Brown. He could have had a couple of podiums in a row. Well, we'll have to kind of see if we can find out what happened to him there. So let's get our guys ready to come up. There's Craig Silby back in, and this guy going to spend a lot of time up here. All right, let's go Let's go grab David Krikorian and talk to him. Man, David, 2 third-place finishes in a row at a track that you didn't seem very confident about when we talked to you in the opener, buddy.
Yeah, well, I had a lot of pace race 1. Not so much race 2. It was a lot harder to kind of find where the grip was. I was really confident up right on the wall in 3 and 4, but it's really hard to do that there in a midget.
Yeah, it looked like this track was pretty much a completely different state for racing than feature number 1, and some guys were making some stuff work on the bottom in 1 and 2, and 3 and 4. Man, it looked like it was kind of a grab bag. One lap you could do the slider, one lap you could fly the top, and the other lap you probably kind of had to do a little modified slider, get in a little flat, and then kind of pin it in the middle and turn it down.
Yeah, Josh tried different weather for this split, for the session, and then that made it a lot slicker, where it slickened off more quickly, and it would induce more lane changes. And I was matching Bo for a while, and I probably would not have gotten to him with a Bo right where the end of the backstretch wall before the opening, and he gave me 3rd.
Well, you know, I would say that's kind of turnabout as fair play because you kind of had to give him 2nd in the first one, so maybe the scales have balanced back out now.
Yeah, that's kind of what I told him. It's kind of one of them karma things that happens in racing.
That's what I was getting ready to say. Karma's kind of a pain in the butt sometimes, man. Well, an awesome night of racing, brother. A couple of great podiums, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous. We'll let you get out of here tonight.
Shout out to all the homies on the B team. Shout out to Simrat Market. Still getting podiums. We'll try to keep the streak going next one.
All right, man. Congrats on another great night of racing. I look forward to seeing you back next Thursday night.
Yeah, thank you.
David Krikorian finishing in 3rd. Now we can move on. And, man, this guy has been up, down, sideways. In fact, he's been up, down, sideways, backwards, upside down. He's shaken and not stirred. That's about all I can say for Craig Silby's championship defending season, but he's back on the podium tonight. What is going on in the 7 camp there, Mr. Silby?
Hey Roger, I'm just so glad that I've managed to finally get up here and have a chat to you. This has been one hell of a start to a series, but and like with Bo being right on form and with Brennan like showing us all how it's done, it's just it's been a challenge, but I'm loving it. It's really good fun still.
Well, you got to jump out front, and you led the first half of this thing, and I don't know if you knew the line that he was running, especially in 1 and 2, but I saw you change your line in 3 and 4, and you picked up the exact line he was running. You were able to hold him off for a few more laps. Just couldn't figure out that it was there on the bottom in 1 and 2.
Oh yeah, I think Josh has been playing with some different setups, and that's a real challenge because it's not nice to drive, but it's the same for all of us. And I just got tired of running the bottom. It's just too technical around here, and I got bored with that. So I was trying to wide open, but yeah, we just had too short a gear. But it's any time I can finish on the podium is great. Like Brennan's he's just light years ahead, and it's so good to race with these guys that are next level good.
Well, we need the guys like you and Brandon and Billy and even David. His major improvements over the last couple of seasons to get up here and try to challenge this guy. This guy's come in and taken 5 out of 6 from you guys, and I don't know who's going to pick up the gauntlet, but I kind of expect the driver in the 7 car to maybe start to do that.
Yeah, that would be great. But I'm actually having so much fun mid-pack. Like it's that's one of the things. Like when you're as good as Brennan, it can get a bit boring, and because you're just up front all the time. But but that's no excuse. We've just got to all step it up and find his level, and we're all having fun trying.
Well, I've said it for the last couple of seasons. I've seen marked improvement in a lot of drivers, and that the talent level has just grown and grown in this one. And so you bring in a guy like that now, a guy that's used to running to the front. I hear you saying we're all going to have to step it up. How do you do that?
That's a really good question. I think you just try and stay out of trouble, which is super difficult. You know, these things are absolutely on edge everywhere, and you know, like the guys in the mid pack are doing their absolute best, but you know, they're not quite as consistent. So you got to work your way. You got to figure that out, and you know that might take you. Yeah, like as everyone keeps getting better, that just takes you more and more laps to get done. And so yeah, I don't really know what the solution is, but the more we race with all of these guys, hopefully the better we all get.
All right, man. Well, give me your shout-outs. Give me your thank yous. As always, it's a pleasure chatting with you, and congratulations on a great podium run tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Roger. I'd really like to give thanks to SimRap Market for coming on board to sponsoring the series. So you know that gives us another level of credibility, and thanks to them. And Netcode Esports, netcodeshop.com, Netcode just the place to be on iRacing Dirt Oval. Like, look how much fun we have, and how hard the racing is. It's as close to real as you're going to get, I think. And thanks so much to all the competitors for showing up and doing their absolute best. And we're all having fun together. So thanks to Digital SimSport Network for putting this out to the world for all of the world to see. I'm so looking forward to the footage, and yeah, let's bring on next week. Oh, sorry, I'm away next week, so I'm going to miss that one. So yeah, the week after.
All right, well then we won't see you next Thursday. We'll see you in 2 weeks, buddy. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on another great run here in session number 2.
Thanks, Roger.
Greg Silvey, the Kiwi Conqueror, finishing second. Well, the brooms are all over the front stretch now. I don't think there's any dust or dirt left out here. This guy, you know, he runs 3 in a row. He loses one to his friend, and then he comes out and he just kind of stomped a mud hole in these boys tonight and drove off with both of these. Brandon Rogers, another sweep.
Yeah, you know, I'd say I could get used to starting up front, but I don't think that's going to be the case next week. So I got to get readjusted to run in the back.
Yep.
It felt good. You know, I felt more comfortable this race overall. Just it's weird because warm up, the bottom did not feel good. It wasn't fast. Same with qualifying and in the consolation race too. No one was really touching it. So kind of told me 2 things. It's bad right now, but no one's running it, so it won't be burned off for the feature. So kind of kept that in my back pocket and just tried to see what would work, trying to catch Craig. I think he had well over a second gap on me, and it took me quite a bit to get to him. And then we raced. It was so hard to get around him. I did not see an opening anywhere. So I just tried to pick my spots, try not to door slam him. It's easy to do, especially coming out of 4 and into 1. So no, I just kind of picked my battle, kind of knew, hey, he's leaving the bottom open. I can probably roll it, just had to slow it down a whole ton and, you know, managed to get up front and clear a little bit of a gap. So pretty happy about it overall, but I don't know if I have another one in me starting in the back. That was more of a fluke than anything. I think I'm good for 2 and try not to kill anyone starting in the back next week.
Well, you're definitely going to the hot shoe. There's no doubt about that. But I wanted to ask you, you were coming up and you were running the bottom in 1 and 2, and then you were using that kind of weird entry slider type thing in 3 and 4, and then a couple of laps after you got close, Greg changed his line. Did that surprise you a little bit that he found what you were on?
A little bit. I didn't know, you know, and you can run a spotter, you know, you can have someone kind of telling you where people are running, which is fine. I don't do it, mainly because I just don't like people in my ear, so probably wouldn't have much of a NASCAR career, but no, it surprised me. It kind of took some of the cards out of my deck there. It didn't help me any, and I will say it does help when the person in front of you is running your line. It helps not run into him because I don't lose sight of him. So if he's entering high in 3, I lose sight of him and just pray that, you know, I'm going to clear him. So, you know, it's a win and a loss at the same time, right? I mean, if they're running your line, you just have to run it better and try to figure out a cute way to get around them. So, yeah, I don't know if he had a heads up or if he somehow saw what I was doing one way or another. But regardless, I thought he ran a good race. I thought everyone ran a really solid race, and you know, just, you know, I hate calling it luck all the time, but it really is what it is. You know, these guys are so sharp. You need a whole lot of it to actually get to the front.
Well, I keep telling you, you run the bottom and you got the tub stuff on the car, and so I'm just gonna let old Oxy give me his shout outs, his thank yous, and congratulate him on another awesome race. We didn't have a single sweep for well over 14 weeks, and in 3 weeks, this guy's come in here and done it twice. So that's pretty amazing, buddy.
Yeah, we'll see if we can keep the record going. We'll have to see. I'm good with picking up 1 or 2 here and there. But yeah, just got to thank Indie Esports guys as usual. Tub Esports, you, Roger, of course. My girlfriend's in the other room. She's probably wondering what the hell I'm talking about. So my dad, I think he's watching. I think he's in the Caribbean somewhere. So watching from across the pond, and of course Josh putting on the series. It gives me something to do every Thursday.
All right, man. Well, we're going to find a fitting nickname that isn't as harsh as oxymoron, and that's what we're going to put on
fine.
you.
I like it.
We might put
like
flip-flop or something on. I don't know. We may call you the flip-flop. Who
I'm
knows?
good with that. Whatever you want. You can call me whatever.
Hey, you know what? I have given a lot of guys on this service a nickname that goes with them everywhere they go. So if you get one from me, I think it's kind of a badge. So
Well, I appreciate that.
congrats on the 2 wins tonight, man. Man, these guys are going to have to step it up. Somebody's going to come get you. Maybe your buddy will come and break your string next week for you.
Oh, they'll be hunting me down next week. I know it. So, well, I appreciate you, and I'll see you then.
All right, man. We'll see you next Thursday night. Congrats again. Brennan Rogers picking up the win, number 2 tonight, and puts him back on the streak. He won 3 in a row, lost race 4, wins races 5 and 6, commanding points lead right now. So we will see if someone can step up and break the string before he gets it 3+ again. Going to be tough to do. He came from the back in that third race. He came from the back and still won the race. So he was talking about, trying not to kill people and all that coming from the back next week. But, yeah, he's already proved he can do it. So everybody's going to have to watch out for the 20 car the rest of the season. So we'll look at the results. It was Rogers, Sylvie, and Krikorian, 1, 2, 3. Another great night of podium racing for David Krikorian. Barros in 4th and Gerlach in 5th. Once again, I think they did that in race number 1. Hanelski with a solid run comes up to 6th in show number 2. Brochart 7th, Boyd 8th, Yankee 9th, Gebhardt 10th, Vincent 11th, Brandon in the 12th spot, and Motley in that 13th and final spot. He got into the infield, ran a few laps, and I'm sure he got disqualified. So I don't know what was going on there, but looked like he was just trying to make some laps and have some fun. That's going to do it for us here tonight, guys. We'll be back on Sunday night, 8 o'clock Eastern, for the Mars Scrub-A-Dub Car Wash and Oil Change Centers Limited Late Models Championship night for those guys. So be sure you tune in and find out who picks up the title. Again, always say hi in the chat. We'd love to interact with you guys. I look forward to hearing from you, Mr. Brandon. Find out what our chat will be about. That will be fun. But again, I appreciate you guys being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to do this. And without all the great leagues giving us fantastic racing like we were watching tonight, there's nothing for us to cover. So thank you to everybody on both sides of the coin there. Till we see you guys the next time, peace and love to everybody.